Check, check. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to a very last minute live stream. Man, I've been sitting here debating if I was going to go live or not tonight, and I was just about to Alt F4 and go home, and then I realized I can't just go home tonight and not get one stream. I looked on JetCard to see if there was any routes we could do with some weather in Miami, and there was. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Skyward Sim Citation Sovereign CL680, soon to be released. No release date yet. That's official. There's no official release date yet. This is early access look. The developers are still actively working on this aircraft, so anything you see here today is definitely subject to change. There could be some improvements, there could be some fixes, there could be a whole bunch of different things. So just keep that in mind. This is still a early access or pre-release build of the aircraft. However, I did do a test flight, and I did enjoy it, and I didn't really run into anything crazy. So, and again, my test flight was into Miami because there was some weather over there. It looked amazing. So, yeah, I found a flight on JetCard. We're gonna rock it. I'm gonna show y'all a little bit about the Citation Sovereign. How many times am I gonna say Sovereign? Sovereign 680. There will be another. We're gonna do another stream tomorrow on this. A little bit more. Maybe we'll get into the weeds a little bit more with some expanded checklists and things like that. This one, I was so excited. I'm like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna show the people because there's not a whole lot of content out there just yet. I know Blue Games had a video out. I watched his 2 videos. I think he did a video and a live stream. And I know y'all are gonna ask me about the title, "The Jet That Almost Changed My Life." What does that mean? Stick around and cruise for the story. I never flew the Sovereign. But had I have flown the Sovereign, I'd probably still be in corporate aviation today. So I'll let y'all know. There's not really a story. I'll just tell you why once we get to cruise. But here we are. Shout out to Skyward Sim. Thank you again for the early access review of or copy of this aircraft. And let's go ahead and fire it up. We're in Raleigh, Durham right now. Raleigh, Durham. And just so you are all aware, I'm not going to get too much into this today because we're just doing a... this is more of a Skyward Sim stream. However, you are familiar with our lovely JetCard program. I did find us a JetCard flight in the Sovereign Plus. So those of you that have been loving JetCard, I know a lot of you have already picked it up. You've been grinding. You've been making some money, getting ready to fly for a V1 company here in the future. Well, the Sovereign is supported by JetCard, and we're doing a flight in it right now, which is awesome. This is classified as a mid-size jet, I believe. I believe it's a mid-size plus aircraft, which is the Citation Sovereign CL680, 680 plus. So this is our route of flight. We're going Raleigh-Durham down to Opelika. We're not going into Miami. We're going into OPF. So Opelika, I don't have a scenery for it. I probably should have looked. That's the Miami Executive Airport right there. So it should be a fun one. There is some weather along our route of flight, so we're going to hug the coast. We are not ETOPS. We are not extended over water on this particular aircraft, so we are going to stay tight to the coastline. We might get a few directs here and there just to cut the corner a little bit. But that is our flight plan. It will be, I think I pinned it in the route if you want to check it out. But we are ready to go. I will call the fueler, and I will call or I'll send a message for fuel and everything right now, if I haven't already. So FBO, we're going to get our fuel order, and we're also going to get our catering order. We're going to get both of those. And I'm not sure if we're going to use ground power. I'm not going to use ground power. I think we'll go right into APU. We'll see. So I'm going to get that sent. I'm going to hide the window, and we're going to rock and roll. Let's see. What do we have here? I got a couple milestone chats. Thank you all again for the last minute. Bills Mafia, appreciate you, man. It says, join Alpha Zulu 77 Incorporated. Very nice, Bills Mafia. Thanks for the 29-month support. Welcome on board. Mick Oatmeal, 13-month support. Thank you, sir. Is this good enough to get a career track livery made for it? Mick Oatmeal, I think you will want a career track livery indeed. I think you will indeed. Let's see. Tom Pasco, thank you for the massive 20 gifted memberships to the channel. Thank you, Tom. Shout out to Tom Pasco, long-time member of the channel. Tom, really appreciate you, my friend. If you get a membership from him, shout him out. Say thank you. Positive rate. Team Green. And we're rocking and rolling here in the Citation Sovereign. So I'm going to hop in real quick, and then we're going to hop out real quick, and we're going to do our pre-flight of the aircraft. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen the Blue Games video that he released about. He did a very thorough pre-flight, so I'm going to do a medium pre-flight here. We'll do a full-blown. We'll open every door and every hatch tomorrow. But for the first flight, I'm going to start here, and we're going to come back to why I start here. So I'm going to pull this pitot tube. I'm going to pull that chock, our pitot cover. We're going to pull this cover. The door operation, I actually really like this. A lot of you can turn this off, but the door animation on this aircraft, it's actually a realistic door animation, so it requires more than one click. If you don't want to do that, totally understand. You can toggle this in the EFB, but you got to push to unlatch, then you got to pull the handle up, and then you click on the door, and you'll bring it down. So essentially, it's a 3-click process. Real life, it's a 3-step process, right? You push the panel in, lift the handle up, and then you can pull the door down. So we got the door open to the jet. Let's continue walking around here. We'll pull the left chock. We'll inspect our leading edge here. Make sure we have no damage here. Got a nice little stall strip there on the leading edge. Excellent, excellent. Anybody know what these are for? These little triangle things right here. All right, coming across the heated wing. We got a nice hot wing on this aircraft, not like the Bravo that I flew that had a mix of boot and heat. Oh, look at that. That's a good screenshot. The sun peeking over the Sovereign. Flix, thank you for the 60 months. Time for the VIP. Want to leave now pre-flight. Yeah, VIP want to leave now pre-flight. So I'm going to pull this cover, and I'm going to tell you guys, pay attention to the sounds, because our friend Mr. Boris AudioWorks has done the sounds for this aircraft. So when we pull the covers, guess what? The N1 fan starts turning, and now you can hear it clanking away inside there, which is pretty awesome. Coming up under the elevator here, make sure everything looks good. It does. APU, extremely loud on the Citation Sovereign. Ask me how I know. No, I didn't fly the Sovereign, but I did walk around one with an APU running a couple times, and partially probably why I have tinnitus still. I got the second one off, and now you can hear it, the second N1 fan clanking around in there. Absolutely love it. Love the little details. Oh, hold on, quick, Barry. We got to get the pre-flight done. We got to open up the cargo here. Cargo door. Oh, I can't open it, right? Click, click. Now, let me tell you something about those in the know with these little latches. These look like the slightly different model, but some of these latches, when they pop open, when you press in the middle here, they flip open, and it actually rests against the edge, and you can chip the paint. So, you know, pro pilots, we like to kind of put your finger on the kind of, you double finger it essentially. Giggity. So it doesn't chip the paint when you flap the latches open. Like these latches right here. These will do it. This is the battery disconnect. You see how it pops up right against there? So you don't really want to let it slam. Now, Part 135, you may have a different vibe, but I flew Part 91, and we basically you flew it because that was your jet. The owner owned it. It was your jet. So you owned the jet. You took care of it. You washed it. You cleaned it. So we always wanted to be very careful with that, and didn't want to, you know, have like, you wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to close it with the latch out. You'd chip the paint. So anyway, let's a little spiel about those latches. Anyway, continuing on. Tom Pasco, I keep trying to talk my company onto flying their 560XL. No luck yet. Oh, Tom, thank you, man, for the 73 months of support and the memberships, dude. I appreciate you. Very kind, my man. Hey, keep trying, Tom. You never know, right? Keep trying, right? We'll go ahead and pull the left chock, right? Come around here. We're going to get the AOA vane and another pitot tube over here. And then we always come back to where we start, and we're going to come right here to the nobe. The nobe? The nub. The nose? The nose with the last pitot nub on it. And then we come back around, and I know this pitot's been removed, so now I know I've gone all the way around the aircraft. If you start in weird spots at every different time, you have a potential possibility of missing something. So always get in the habit of doing the same flow for your pre-flight. When you get to the 121 world, they're going to tell you which steps to take. All right, jet has been pre-flighted. Hop in. Who needs chocks now? No chocks now. Let's get in here and rock and roll. Probably should have left the chocks until the parking brake was verified, but I didn't want to go back outside. Fud Life, thank you for the 29 months support. Says, awesome to have a stream while I'm at work. Got a 10 millimeter the other day, so it's a good week. Hey, ooh, 10 mil. Nice, Fud Life. Very cool, man. Thanks for the 29 months support. Appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the cockpit of the Citation 680 Sovereign. This is a Garmin G5000. Now, real quick about G3000, G3000, G5000. The only difference between a 3000 and 5000 is the certification from the FAA. So the 5000 is required. It was a Part 25 for 5000, 25K, something like that. That sounds right. Part 23 is 3000. So different jets, smaller jets, 23, like I think the Phenom is the G3000 under a light jet category, different certification. Sovereign, different certification, has to be certified under different regulatory process, G5000. So physically, they're pretty much the same. It's just a certification process, all right? I thought the CL680 had Primus. Iglufu, I'm glad you brought it up. You guys know I am anti-Garmin in Flight Sim world. I wish this was the Honeywell Primus system. I believe about 2/3 of all Sovereigns were the Honeywell suite, which I love. I love dearly, and I wish we had more representation of that in SimWorld. There was the Sovereign Plus, which is what this aircraft is, which is about 1/3 of all Sovereigns that came off the line, are G5000. Part 25, Part 23. There you go. Thanks, Bills Mafia. So this is the earlier version. Now, who knows? Maybe in the future, I have no idea. It'd be cool to see a retrofit, do an old, or like what's the opposite of retrofit? Like old school fit, and do the older avionics suite with 2 FMCs. This cockpit, if you fly the Longitude, probably very similar, right? Got all the touchscreen, all that stuff. So yes, I wish we had Primus, but we got the G5000 here. Now, this is also not just your old grandma's G5000. Skyward Sim has done a lot of work on this to make it actually a lot more in depth and a lot more detailed, which I'm going to show you here on the flight. So let's go ahead and fire this aircraft up. I'm going to hide the yoke. Again, I'll show you more about all that, some special settings and everything later. But we're going to go straight to APU power, just because I have been practicing that way. So let's go ahead and get left battery on, right battery on. It's going to power up, and then we're going to do a battery start on the APU. We're going to get the APU fired up here, and we're going to take a listen. Now, there is there's an audio setting that you can adjust to make the exterior less loud. You guys know me. I have it on maximum loud. So if you're wearing headphones, be cautious when we go to outside view. Might be a little bit loud, but I want you to just really enjoy the sounds because they are really good. All right, so we got the battery switch on. We're going to go APU to on. All right, we're going to let it stabilize. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go home. I'm going to go aircraft systems, and I want to go summary page. This is going to be your best friend here when you're trying to get everything figured out. All right, so summary page is up. Let's go ahead and see if we can start the APU. You can hear the battery drain. Release. And up she comes. She's loud. She is loud, and she's whiny, and I love it. All right, so the APU is on power. I should have done the standby battery on, standby power on as well. Could have tested. That would be a test. You want to actually get standby power on first. That way you know it works, and then you go battery left and right. Similar or exactly the same as the Citation 10. All right, with that on, let's go ahead and go APU bleed air on, and then we can actually go to max cool. Now, the max cool is basically how much bleed air you're going to run through the APU, how much cooling you're going to get going, and it depends on the shut-off valve, or not the shut-off valve, the bleed valve position, and they've actually modeled the time it takes for the bleed air valve to go from normal cool to max cool, which is kind of neat. So let's go max cool. It's hot here in Raleigh-Durham. We'll get max cool on. I'm going to come up to the overhead here. Panel floodlight, that's all fine. We're going to arm the emergency exit lights. We're going to get the passenger safety and the seatbelt sign on for anybody that boards the aircraft. We're going to get the tail flood on as well. I'm going to come across here. I'm going to do a sweep of my switches. Most everything in the Sovereign is kept in a normal position. I'm going to go ahead and pump the aux hydraulics here, and I'm going to press the brake pedal. I do have realistic brake on. Make sure park brake is set. All right, park brake is on. Good. And we'll turn that off. We'll talk about that more in depth tomorrow, but they have modeled the check valves and everything for if you have realistic parking brake. You're going to want to know the operation of the parking brake. Basically, I'll just tell you now, when you power up, you're going to need pressure on the braking system. There's check valves in the braking system, so when you apply the brakes, you pump all that fluid in there, and they're locked. Then they're going to stay, they're going to remain on. But in order to do that, you want to get the aux hydraulic pump on. Right, so you get your hydraulic brake set. If you're not, you could have your brake set, and you could actually not have enough pressure in the brake pedals, and you could start rolling. So real pilots probably would have done all that before we pulled chocks outside. Anyway, let's continue on. So much glass, so much glass. I know it, I know it, I know it. Let's go ahead and go through a quick system initialization here of the aircraft. So we're going to go to weight and fuel. Basic empty weight, 900 pounds, which is what I was told and what I saw on Blue Game Stream. Crew and stores, it's not just two 450-pound pilots up here. You got two pilots, you got everything that's forward of the aircraft or in the forward section of the aircraft. So the refreshments, drinks, things of that nature, plus your crew bags, kit, all that. So standard 900 pounds. We're going to go ahead and set empty. We're going to set that. Or no, sorry. We're going to go back. Boom. Crew and stores. Payload, we have, let me check my payload from JetCard. We do have 6 passengers. All right, so 210 pounds each. And how much cargo do we have? Baggage, payload, we got 1380. We're going to enter that in there. All right. It puts our zero fuel weight at 213. Is that going to be, that might be, get tight. Takeoff, why is that amber? Let's do fuel on board sink, 3,000 pounds. How much fuel do we need from JetCard? JetCard, we need trip, we need block, we need 4460. Okay, yeah, so we're going to need to go ahead and change that. We're going to go back. I'm going to knock you back down to 800. There we go. All right. Fuel on board sink. Let's go to our EFB and ceviches. All right. Left fuel tank. What did that do? Actually, oh, ground access page. Here we go. This is what I want to do. Make life much simpler. We're gonna do that stuff tomorrow. Import fuel and payload. Yay! Makes my life a lot easier. I got payload. Did I get the fuel? Yep, 4463. Okay, 4463, gross weight 2478. Fuel and payload is on with 6 passengers. Okay, now we can continue. So we'll do fuel on board sink. Excellent. Payload, everything is good. All right, excellent, excellent, excellent. Landing page, if you have your sim brief up, which conveniently I do, I can see what kind of reserve fuel. We got 606, alternate 4. So I tell you what, let's call it a, let's go holding time of 60 minutes and fuel reserve of 1200. All right, that's not going to make a big difference right now. We're just going to have that for planning purposes. There is some weather down in the Miami area. All right, next page. Flight plan importing. Pay attention. This is very cool. So a lot of times we've seen the import SimBrief flight plan from the main screen here. What Skyward Sim has done is they've modeled ATC and data link and CPDLC as well with Beyond ATC and IVEO, VATSIM. Which we're going to do here, we're going to go services and we're going to go ACARS, flight plan requests. This is where it would be in the real aircraft, which is pretty cool. This is us, CDA 161 Raleigh to Opelika. We're going to request that. Ready for import? Imported. Beautiful. Hello there, Jesse. What's going on, man? Am I excited for the Falcon 50? Oh, I am for sure. Now I'm hyped for this one instead of the Phenom, Willie 6. So there's a lot of you know, a lot of people love the Phenom. I love the Phenom. I love what the FSR is doing with the Phenom. When it comes to personal touches on jets, you got to have thrust reversers, man. If you don't have thrust reversers, are you even flying a jet? Citation Sovereign, it's got thrust reversers. Absolutely love it. I also like the look of the Sovereign too. I like the look of the Phenom as well, but I mean, bigger is better, right? When you have corporate jets. All right, this has us on the runway 5, Rosebow 5. I did notice it imports that airway to the Wapner, Rival, Primus, Cuda 3, runway 12, Opalaka. Excellent. Flight plan is in the box. So let's go next. All right, we're going to blast off runway 5 left. I might actually change that. What are the winds? Let's go weather, load METAR wind, 090 at 8. Let's change that. We're not going to use, we're going to depart a different runway. Let me go to charts, Raleigh Airport. I want to depart short taxi 23 left. So we're going to depart runway 23 left. All right, excellent. Departing 23 left. That's kind of where we have to change our flight plan on that, aren't we? Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do procedures, departure, runway 23 left. I don't want to taxi all the way over there. 23 left, Rosbow 5, Rosbow, load. All right, so it'll be a heading, and then we're just gonna go direct. Essentially, is what we're gonna do out of here. There's no ATC outline. All right, back to our init. Takeoff data. 23 left is what we got. We're gonna import this 090 or 009 at 8 knots. Ram air temperature. This will be the outside air temperature, 31C. That's why we got our max cool on right now. We're keeping the aircraft nice and cool. You can show METAR 360 at 8. So winds out of the north, not a big deal. We're departing off 23 left. We can take up to a 15 knot tailwind on takeoff. So we are within limits, all right? That looks good. A runway. Takeoff 7,500 elevation, heading 234, gradient. Everything looks good. Takeoff config, flaps 1, anti-soft, thrust pressure, stoke, takeoff factor, rolling takeoff, no. Those are all defaults. You can change them if you would like. Takeoff data, 102, 105. This airplane is an absolute rocket ship, especially when you start getting into the lighter weights. We're going to accept the takeoff speed, check flaps. Just like the Citation 10, it will populate once we go flaps 1 for departure. All right, next on our initialization, we're going to go through some initialization tests here. Garmin land, we don't do auto, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll get a stall left, we'll get a stall right. You see the yokes are shaking left and right. Now you can actually skip ahead if you want here for purposes.
Left engine fire. Right engine fire.
Make sure we get the appropriate
Left
lights.
engine fire. Right engine fire. Left engine fire.
Can I buy this for the sim? Soon. All right, smoke detect in progress. Annunciators. You can see all the annunciator lights are coming on. In progress, in project, overspeed. HF1 test. We cannot skip that one. We got to wait for HF1 to finish. I'm going to run my trim down to 3 units here while we wait. 2.5, we'll get it there in the green band. All right, HF2 test. Did you get your room booked? I did, Josh, I did, yes. While we wait for that, let's do a magic barrel ref. Let's go ahead and set our top altitude. Let's just go ahead and set, what is our final cruise altitude here on Jet Card? Anyway, we filed 430. We don't have any ATC, like I said, so I'm going to set top altitude 430 in the Garmin window. You can see that in the top left there. .430 is set. TOTO is set. Got my flight director up. Excellent. All right. Let's see. Back to init. Accept initialization. Aircraft has been initialized. We're going to keep this up. I'm going to leave... I'm going to get rid of my chart page because I don't really need that anymore. We know where we're going. I'm going to go back to my aircraft systems and summary page as we get ready to start up. All right, aircraft has been loaded. Everything else is pretty much done. We got to close the door. Let me see what kind of messages we have here. Baggage door, cabin door, park brake. Let's go close up. My man, thank you for the $10 super chat. All right, we're closed up, Cap. Says, I never thought I'd be interested in this thing. I'm going to have ATP flights deliberately made for it. Looks sweet. I think you're going to like it, Nick Oatmeal. I think you're going to like it, my man. All right. Let's close up the door. Pretend we're a ramp agent here real quick. Do it from the outside. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Nick Oatmeal. Handle goes down. And that's flush, right? That looks flush. All right. Give him a salute. Get ready for engine start. But we're back out here in cockpit land. 1200 is on the squawk. Magic barrel ref is set. Before we get everything ready to go, let's go ahead and make sure our FBO messages are all read. All right. We're waiting for passengers, whatever they are. So as soon as I get the link from, whenever I get the message from the cell phone that we're ready, we'll be ready. Probably during traffic radio check. I don't think anybody's online, but I thought I heard someone clicking. Okay, no, I thought I heard someone clicking. What's up, BKG? The one and only V1. What's up, man? We're flying a Sovereign tonight, man. Little last minute Sovereign stream. We're going to go full cabin tour and cruise, guys. Full cabin tour and cruise. All 6 passengers. Shout out Jet Card here, too, as well. All 6 passengers on board, checked in. You're clear and ready. All right, we're gassed up. We're closed up. We're ready for engine start. Our flight down to Opelika, Florida. Who's ready for engine start? Boris Audio Works, absolutely.
Ready to check?
Ooh, got you loud and clear. There's someone else out here. Boris Audio Works, absolutely cooked with this aircraft too. Now, there is also something else I want to show you guys real quick. I know because someone's going to ask, why you don't do checklist? All right, checklist, acknowledge. Go to next checklist. Okay, look, see, and you can click, and you can do all this. One thing I forgot that I did see on the checklist, very important one, chat, flight control lock. Unlocked. If you go to take off and you go off the end of the runway like Team Vodka did in his ATR in Bora Bora, it's probably because you left your flight control lock on. All right, make sure you get that. But yes, fully simulated checklist here. Abbreviated start, and actually, ICAS, let's go ahead and let's pick up the checklist here, actually. Departure, perform, passenger briefing, complete. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Flight down to Opelika, Florida. We got 1 hour and 44 minutes flight time this evening. There is a little bit of weather that's going to be just off the coast of Florida. We're going to do our best to find a nice, smooth ride for you. We're going all the way up to 43,000 feet. If there's anything we can do to make this flight more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. We do have one lovely flight attendant on board by the name of Team Vodka. He'll be coming through the cabin shortly after takeoff and get you settled with any vodka or drinks of the like. Once again, thank you for choosing NetJets and welcome aboard. I'm not even sure if this is not NetJets. I think we're a private charter on this one. All right. APU bleed air off button. Actually, we're going to turn max cool off. Off, off, throttles, idle, engine run. Wait, what is this? Abbreviated order, starting engines. Engine run. Okay, so bleed air comes off on both, which is interesting. All right. I find that interesting. I'm going to have to look in the manual on that one. I know that's correct. So then does it start? It must start electrically is what it's happening. For some reason I was thinking it used bleed air to start the engines, but that's not. It's electric start. So APU bleed air is off. Max cool button is off. Throttles are idle. Engine run. ICAS, exterior power, interior button, verify on. Cool. All right. Ready for engine start. Let's cook it. 9%. I'm going to turn this in all the way up. I'm going to be quiet. Wait for it, wait for it. can't even contain my smiling. You thought it was over, right? You were like, nah, that's all right. Then you weren't sure. You're like, why is he doing the first start from inside? That's why. Outside is also just as good. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and that start, stop to run, and then we'll cover the switch. Someone said that that's the beacon light, or that's the strobe light? Oh, it is. Beacon's automatic. Freaking automatic airplane, man. We'll do this one from outside. Get ready for some cook sounds. Watch your ears. I'm going to go 9%. We're going outside. The sounds alone should be a reason why you buy this airplane. Absolutely freaking love it. All right, let's go ahead and check all this stuff. So that's off. Those are run. Everything is normal. On. Aux is off. We're gonna go APU off to shutdown. This is norm. Everything is norm. We're gonna go flaps 1. Flight controls. I'm gonna go. Actually, I don't even know if I have this set up for you guys yet, do I? Hold on. Let's see if I can. Do I have a proper cam set up for you? Not really. All right, flight controls are free and correct. I'm using the Moza Force feedback yoke. All right, flaps set to 1. That should populate our speeds 80, 13, 105. Park brake, no takeoff. Press, boom. That's done. Park brake is still set. V-speeds posted. Fuel crossfeed is not required. A bleed air system check. Pressure verify. Landing elevation is auto. Excellent. Exterior lights, taxi brakes, nose wheel, rudder belts, thrust reversers check stowed. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to leave you there. I'm going to go back up to summary page for now. And actually, you know what? Let's go charts. Let's put our airport diagram up. Raleigh Durham traffic, November 877 Sierra Delta taxi runway 23 left. All right, 230 on the heading. Brakes released. ICAS is cleared. Let's go. Now, this jet loves to roll. All right? So, if you're around the corporate jet scene and you're around some of these mid to large size jets, I know he's watching on tape delay.
Raleigh Durham traffic, Foxtrot, Quebec, Juliet Sierra is
our resident
taxiing runway
G6
23
captain
left.
in the chat. You'll see citations and G6s do something that I thought was the coolest thing I ever saw since sliced bread, and I still think it's amazing. I'm going to show you what that is right now. You ready for it? So you don't have to ride the brakes? I'm going to drag a bucket because I'm cool. Can't do that in a Phenom now, can you? So we're going to drag a bucket. We're going to keep it at idle. Absolutely freaking love it. Basically just keep it at idle or a little bit above idle depending on how light you are. You don't really want to be riding reverse all the way down, but when you pop that bucket, all that forward thrust is being thrown forward, right? So you basically got down to single engine. All right, 2-3 left. We'll go ahead and stop here. Or excuse me, yeah, 2-3 left. Stow the bucket. And then I got to make sure my things cycle correctly. They do. All right, we are ready for takeoff. We got 430 TOTO. Altitude is up. We'll be heading on departure. Let's roll. Raleigh Durham traffic. November 877 Sierra Delta, departing runway 23 left. Get all the lights on. It's going to be a beautiful flight. Sunset into Miami. Who we got following us there? What is that? Another, is that a Phenom? No, what is that? Looks like a Phenom of some sorts. Chris Stuper, it's a burn. Sorry guys, I know I haven't been too chatty on this one, but it's a little bit of a longer flight, 600 miles. I know it's already getting late, and I'm trying to just stay on task with the jet here for our first look, early access look here. Listen to that nose wheel sound, I love it. All right, I'm gonna dim these screens just a little bit before we blast off. So you have two knobs. You got a big knob and a little knob here for the dimming. I'm gonna dim those, and we'll dim the first officer side. Now there is an auto yoke hide feature, which I'll show you in cruise if you haven't seen it already from Mr. Blue Games channel. He showed it. I thought I would like it a lot more. I feel like I look around in the cockpit too much. That's why I stopped looking at it. I disabled it, but it's cool. All right, we can put, nope, I should have done the TAWS check earlier. That's fine. Let's go ahead and just throw up the summary page. Cool. All right, who's ready? Now, the Toga button, I haven't actually bound yet. It's this one right here. My Toga doesn't actually work, I don't think. So here we go. Spool them up. Take a listen. I got to get it into the TO mark. TO. Throttle hold. 80. Look at that stuff. D1. Rotate. You hear that thump? I haven't heard that since I flew the Citation Bravo. Positive rate, gear up. This thing will pitch you way low. You got to go up about 15 degrees. Oh, I just actually cycled the gear.
Raleigh Durham traffic. Foxtrot Quebec Juliet Sierra, lining up runway 23 left.
Quebec Sierra. All right, flight level change. Heading. Flaps up. Oh, there's somebody landing down there. That's cool. I lower the nose a little bit. We're going to come left. Oops, I just messed my head up.
Raleigh Durham traffic. Foxtrot Quebec Juliet Sierra, departing runway 23 left.
Looking for 250 coming left, heading 210. How does it feel to hand fly? I'd put it in between the Phenom and the Citation 10. The Citation 10 feels a little bit more lumbery, a little bit more heavy. The Phenom being very light and nimble. The Sovereign is somewhere in the middle. Oh, here comes 250 knots, pitching for 250. Look at that climb rate, 6,000 feet a minute. My goodness. But now I'm pretty sure it's in climb. It's an auto climb. So we're climb heading altitude. We're basically rocking and rolling. Flaps are up. I'm going to engage autopilot, yaw damper, and let's go ahead and go direct. So flight plan should have that up. Eager, direct, activate, nav. I'll turn the sim sounds down a little bit so you guys can hear. I mean, that is a beautiful airplane, is it not? Boris, absolutely cooked. I totally agree, man. Totally agree. Boris is cooking with the biz jets. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm a little bit burned out on the... I'm going to redirect us here. I'm a little bit burned out on that tube liner flying. So I welcome all of these biz jets. Now I wonder if VNAV is enabled. Let's do climb. We're going to change that. We're going to do pilot defined climb. 300 knots, 370. No, I don't like that. I thought I could change it indicated there, and then it went right to, I should do 300 knots, and what was that like? Mach 6. Oh. Let's see what that does in managed. Might be too much. We'll keep it on do 270 in the climb out. 297.7. Let's do that. We'll do 297.7. Where does that put us? It wants to change over real quick though. We're out of 18, set standard. Magic barrel ref standard barrel was set once. Set twice. That's going to put us way over, I think. $290 knots out of 19,000 feet already. Heading select, letting lights, taxi lights, recog pulse lights can come off. Wing lights, tail flood can come off. We'll keep the seatbelts off because it's smooth right now. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go home. I'm actually going to go home. I'm going to go weather because there is some weather out there. All right, finally getting to be able to sit back and relax now. Put the sounds down. All right, so doing a lot of talking, not a lot of chatting with you guys. We're coming out of that now. If you have questions, you want to see something, you now have my attention. We're cruising, but things happen quick in this jet, especially when you're light. We have pretty light. We're not super light, but it's very powerful, very efficient, and you got to be on top of it. She's very automated. She'll do it for you. But if you don't stay on top of it, you can get behind. We're doing a cabin tour at the cruise for sure. We're going to do Here's the thing. I haven't done a cabin tour at all yet, even myself. So my first couple, I did 2 test flights. I did a quick Miami to Key West and back, just round trip off stream. I was trying to make sure everything was bound properly, get a handle on the airplane. And like I said, then I was done. By the time I was done, it was 6 o'clock. I'm like, man, do I stream tonight? It's kind of late. I'll just stream in the morning. And then I'm sitting there thinking how much fun I've had listening to those engine sounds. Like, gosh dang it, we're going to do a last minute stream tonight as well. So what was our cruise out to? 43? I have to reset that. I'll screw that up there with my brother. Which is bigger, this or the 10? The 10 is going to be a bit bigger, Willie. I believe, right? Yeah, the 10 is 10's going to be a little bit bigger. All right, so now we're doing Mach 7.0, 6.9. So what I'm going to do here, let's go back to our performance, or let's see, let's go back to where did I find all that information? Flight plan, VNAV, there we go. Climb. What is cruise climb? 256.4. We don't want to do that. Below 10. Within 10. Terminal area speed limit. Transition out to cruise climb. I want to do pilot defined 290 and 7. We'll transition to 7.2 Mach. Or 7.3 Mach. Alright, so now that I've got that set, let's go ahead and go back to FMS speeds. And we are 290. Right on it, and we'll transition to 7.3 Mach here. We should anyway. Oh, push IAS for Mach. So I can push for Mach. There we go, Mach 7.3. Excellent. Mach 7.3 will hold that in the climb out. Just leave the speed and FMS trusted. I know, but it wanted to climb out at 250. I was already doing 7,000 feet a minute. Falcon 50 would be sick. I don't know how I did. Oh yeah, Falcon 50's coming out too. Jet card company when? Hey, we're almost at. We're getting there. We're working our way, Eamonberg. Matter of fact, speaking of, let me go back to full screen cam here. All right, we are airborne. We are en route. You can see here with our jet card, we are officially airborne. Flight tracker. And if we look at the radar, so here's our route of flight this evening. We're going to have to do a little dipping and dodging around some of these storms, especially in this area here. We might have to go a little bit west. I won't tell anybody if you don't, down into Opelika down here. All right. We turn on all the other traffic out there as well. All the other jet cardigans. But we're looking good. We are looking good, Chad. Yeah, we might be able to get above them, Vodka. That's the next thing. I got to find the max cruise. You did it in the Lear? Excellent. You know, at first I didn't like this raked wingtip. Just, you know, in real life, just the actual design of that. It's growing on me on this bird. It's growing on me a little bit. Just got my Moza Force with the Bravo. Force feedback. Oh my gosh, what a difference. One DSC. I told you, man. If you're not flying force feedback, you're missing out on so much. And it's not to disgruntle you that you don't have if you don't have force feedback. It's just to give you something to look forward to. I think one of the best investments that you can do for your simulator in terms of immersion and realism is going to be getting a force feedback hardware. Falcon 50 will have full weather radar with new update 5 tilt as well. External weather uplink. Very cool. Out of all the business jets available on Microsoft 24, which are your top 3? AK drive us. All right, here we go. So, that's tough. That's tough. Right now, AK drive us because there's going to be a lot. There's a couple that are so different. I would go citation. No, I'd go Lear 35. Can I put the Sovereign and 10 at the same spot in number 2? Can I put the Sovereign and Citation 10 tied for number 2, and then I put the Phenom at number 3? And there's the only reason I put the Phenom at 3, you guys are gonna hate me. It's because it's a light jet. It doesn't have thrust reversers. It's a fantastic add-on. I got nothing against Phenom, and if you love the Phenom, that's your favorite airplane, you got amazing aircraft. It's just when I fly a corporate jet, I want to have thrust reversers. And something a little bit bigger. The Lear 35, the reason I put the Lear 35 at number 1 over anything else in the sim is because I truly admire, and it's not to say that I don't admire what is being done here, and we're going to dig into these screens here in a minute. It's not that I don't admire the glass cockpits. It's that I extremely admire non-glass cockpits. The detail that goes into doing round gauge instruments, the modeling, the texturing that has to go into all of that for the cockpit. I put value in that, and as someone who wants to keep my flying skills a bit sharper on my home sim, I like having round gauges. Obviously I fly the 7.3 in real life. I flew the Airbus for 10 years. I'm used to glass. I've flown a lot of glass. If I could buy my own jet, I'd probably buy it with a G5000 if it was available, because that is such a capable, such a situational awareness enhancing piece of equipment. It's just my own home personal preference. You know, when I'm home on a sim, I've got a soft spot towards old school gauges. So and we really don't have any other biz jets that are not glass that have the detail like the Lear does. We've got the detail in the Sovereign here, Sovereign Plus. We've got the detail in the Phenom. But they're just, that's the only thing that separates them for me. So it's all personal preference. You could literally buy the Lear, the Sovereign Plus when it comes out, this jet right here, a Phenom or a Citation 10. You're not going to be upset with any of them. They're all fantastic aircraft in the sim. Now the Sovereign Plus, the Sovereign has a little soft spot in my heart too, which we're going to get at here in just a minute as we climb up. We're going to monitor and make sure everything levels fine at 430. But I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't even know that this aircraft was in the works. All right, I didn't know this aircraft was in the works. Wow, look at those cirrus clouds off the left. That is, look at that. That is amazing. So when I heard, I think it was a handful of streams ago, someone was like, "Oh yeah, did you see the Sovereign that's coming out?" I'm like, "What? Sovereign?" And I just thought maybe it was going to be some, you know, not like local legend Sovereign, but just someone was making a lightly simulated Citation Sovereign for the sim. So I didn't pay any attention to it. I saw Blue Games video where he did the walk around, and I said, "Whoa, I need to look into this." So I watched that whole video. Then I saw the live stream that he did with it as well, and I was like, "Yeah, this could be something special." And it's extra special to me because this aircraft, in a roundabout way, is why I'm at where I'm at right now in my life. So we'll 44 for 43. So we got 3,000 feet to go. We're looking good. 7.3 Mach. She's still doing 1,200 feet a minute. We are cooking with gas. Is it accurate to say that the Sovereign is more deeply simulated than the Phenom? Ooh. Bill's Mafia. I'm going to defer that. Give me till tomorrow. Let me do some more digging. I don't know, Bill's Mafia, about the only reason I would say why I'm deferring is because I haven't seen any type of failure system yet. Okay, so but I want to say that with an asterisk, because it's not that there's not subsystem modeling here. We're going to talk about this in cruise. Oxygen tanks, they deplete over time. Your nitrogen will deplete over time. You can refill that from outside the aircraft at the window. We'll show you that tomorrow when we do a full-blown pre-flight. We're going to open every single hatch and door on the exterior. We're going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. We're going to do a lot more. This stream is really about, hey, I'm getting the word out. Like, you guys need to pay attention because this aircraft's going to release soon, and when it does, you're probably going to be really excited for it. Because I had no idea that this airplane was as simulated as it was, and it was going to be as good as it was. And I was flying it all day, and I said, I gotta show the people. But I haven't. The only reason Bill's Muff is because I don't see. You know how we had in the Phenom the mean time between failures and things like that. I don't believe I've seen that yet. And I don't know if that's planned or it's there, and I just don't know where it is yet. So that's why I'm gonna defer the question for you, Bills. But there are things that this airplane has that the Phenom does not have, and one of which, ATC data link, CPDLC, which I'm not on beyond ATC. I am on IVEO though, but I don't have my Hoppy, so I don't think it will work. So we do CUSA. Our flight ID is actually 877 Sierra Delta, and there's nobody online, so it doesn't matter. But this has a fully implemented CPDLC, and I actually used it with Beyond ATC, which is pretty cool. I was messing with it. Destination Raleigh. When did we file for our departure? We filed for 2355. Let's see if we can log. I'm not sure if this will work if I don't have Hoppy or anything. I think you have to have Hoppy, right, for IVEO and that's him. All right, so 79 at 43. Can we see? Let's go back to performance. What is our optimum? Can we find an optimum weight and fuel? This is what I was looking for. I have to maybe maybe someone in chat knows. I was looking for the information to tell me where I can go up to my maximum altitude, like my optimum cruise altitude. I know that's in here somewhere, and I keep going to perf, and it's not in perf. It wouldn't be in takeoff data. Speed bugs, flap speeds. Surely it's not in utilities. Trip stats. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, see, it's not connecting because I don't believe I have the proper. I don't have the proper thing set up for my IVAO. But I will tell you that this does work, and I have verified it with Beyond ATC. I was messing with it. Oh, you know what? It might be in VNAV. You're right. Let's go back to flight plan, VNAV. So this is cruise altitude 430. Kind of want to get to 450 because we're right in the tops here. Oh, what a beautiful sunset. Does it have auto frequency change like the real Garmin? Auto frequency change like the real Garmin. Oh, you mean through CPDLC, like when you get a or not CPDLC, excuse me, when you go through a data link. That I didn't test with Beyond ATC, like getting a frequency change. That I did not test, Bills Mafia. I wonder if that, you know why I didn't test it is because I had my Beyond ATC doing auto respond with my Jeff Faviano. So I will test that tomorrow, Bills. I will see if I can test that tomorrow for you. Like it uplinks and set it over. I will tell you this. Did you know that's a company option? Even in the Airbus? So my current operator, Airbuses, they don't have the auto load from the CPDLC data link. I'm like, what? What's the point of having CPDLC en route if you can't auto uplink? Spirit had it. Absolutely loved it. Pressed 2 buttons to check in. I was like, wow, I didn't know that was an option. I just thought even with the new fans radios and the new Airbuses and the new Neos, they don't have it. It's an option. They didn't pay for it. Let's try 450. Screw it. It's VFly level change 450. New cruise altitude 450. Oh, she's going to slow down to 7.3. She'll reach that in 2 seconds. I got to change that. I shouldn't have done the 7.3 climb. Sorry to spam the question, but any luck in getting Jet Card Company started? Flight Sim Guy. Not yet. I did speak with the owner of Jet Card. I think we're going to do a little backdoor deal, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll get the company spun up here early. So, it will start soon, yes. I gotta let them know how much. I'm between a rock and a hard place, Flight Sim Guy, because I want to be part of I want to do part of the grinding to build. But so many of y'all, and not just you, and this is I'm super excited that so many of y'all are so excited. You want me to start a company so soon. So I'm trying to figure out the balance of like how much money should I get so I can get the company running for all of us. Take out a loan you'll never recover from. I know, Michael J, because that is an option, right? That is an option. One DSC you just signed up? Fantastic, dude. I love it, man. I'm like I said earlier on stream, I've been a little bit burned out on airliner flying as of late, which is something different, you know. Speaking of burnout, let's go ahead and do cabin tour. Nabil Hamdoui. Nabil, we got any videos coming up? Because I see you cooking with those screenshots. The screenshots have been cooking. I tell you what, I need to turn the audio down. Boris Audio Works, sound settings. Look at this awesome EFB. EFB, before we do a cabin tour, we'll do an EFB tour. Look at this. I love this EFB. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite EFBs in the sim. You've got your little map display here. Did my voice just crack? Little map display here. You've got all the information here. It's snappy, it's quick, but check this out. It's something so simple, but I absolutely love it when we are given volume options. So when seated, now I'm curious, when does that go away? So we're in the cabin. You come up here, noise canceling comes on. Look at that. Absolutely love it. Click on the glare shield below the grab handle. Glare shield? What? Mac, that's cool. Look at that, sunshades. Look at that. When you're flying into the sun. Kinderfluff. Although those aren't Kinderfluff, those are hardcore. Those are hardcore. My APU's in op and we're in Las Vegas and we can't cool the cabin down. Here we go. Let me go ahead and turn the exterior down 38%. But yes, the EFB from Skyward Sim has been fantastic. Oh, you can see our half bank is automatically turned on here. Fantastic EFB. All right. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. How'd this jet almost change my life? Okay, let's tell that real quick. So, let's find a little, I missed the sunset already. I do like the top-down view of the Sovereign. Let's do top-down. So, this jet almost changed my life because, as you guys know, most of you know right now, is I'm an airline pilot. I fly currently in the US of A for a major airline. I flew for Spirit for 10 years. When I first started my journey in aviation, I had no desire to be an airline pilot. That was not the goal. That was not the plan. My initial goal was to be a corporate pilot, just flying private jets around. I thought private jets were so cool. And actually, before that, as a young kid, I always wanted to fly helicopters. I thought helicopters were the way to go. And then I transitioned to corporate jets. No desire to fly airliner stuff. So, grinding away, got all my ratings done, started flying, did flight instructing, and I don't know, I have to look. It's probably about a year or so after I started flight instructing, maybe a little less than a year. My dad used to always meet with his buddies at Starbucks. My dad was a Vietnam vet, and he used to meet with some other Vietnam vets and other war buddies at Starbucks every morning, and they'd have coffee, and their group used to grow. Like every now and then there'd be another guy that'd show up. You'd see a veteran hat or a Vietnam vet hat, and they'd start talking. So this group of gentlemen start to grow. Well, one of them was sitting right seat in a Citation Bravo, and he had flew in the fantastic guy Rick, bless his soul, he's passed now. He flew A4 Skyhawk, A4 in Vietnam, flew the F4. Then flew, 20, 30 years at United, retired from United Airlines, and then he couldn't quit flying. He was someone that just lived, breathed airplanes. So after he got out of the airline world, he was flying corporate, in the U.S. at the time it was age 60, they forced you out, now it's 65. At that time it's 60, couldn't fly 121, so we started flying corporate. He was flying Part 91 corporate, and he knew my dad had a son, me, that was flight instructor. He said, hey, would your son be interested in, maybe flying some right seat stuff and checking out Citation? I'm working for this guy, so-and-so. And he's like, yeah. So that was my foot in the door to the Part 91 corporate world. And once I got my foot in the door, of course, I jumped at the opportunity, and then it just snowballed from there. And I fell in love with it. That's all I wanted to do. The guy I was flying with had the best time, but we're still good friends to this day. There's some funny roundabout stories about him and me, and every time I got a type write from my 170 to my Airbus, long stories, ask me at Expo if you see me, I'll tell those stories. He'd always text me, just coincidentally, he's like, hey, you want to come back and fly this PIC type, X amount of money for you, whatever. We're still good friends to this day. So I was flying with him, flying corporate jets. The owner that we were flying. Primarily, we flew a Citation 550 Bravo. There was co-owners on the jet, and that was our aircraft. But I did some contracting on the side. I got a right seat endorsement for CJ1, CJ2, straight Citation 2, and the 550 Bravo. So I'm flying that, and they're talking bigger jet time. And I'm excited, right? And this is, I told you a little bit about the Phenom, right? When we were looking, so the owner was looking for a new jet. They were looking at Phenom, Citation Sovereign, XLS. We tried to convince them on the Falcon 50, but that just didn't make sense with the amount of fuel that thing burned, what they wanted to do. And I was obsessed with the Sovereign from, I don't know, maybe my second or third flight that I ever did in the Citation Bravo, because we were parked. We were in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, walked out on the ramp, and there were two Sovereigns on either side of our Bravo, and it just looked so weird because I always thought the Citation Bravo, it's my first jet, it's amazing, it's a real airplane, I'm so excited to be flying the Citation Bravo, and the FBO had it parked between two Citation Sovereigns, and I realized, that Sovereign is way cooler. So I even had a Citation Sovereign background on my like Gen 1 iPad. I wonder if I can find that picture. Let me see. I still have it on that old iPad. I don't even know if that iPad will turn on. It was like a sunrise picture of a Sovereign. I'm blasting. I think this is it. Is it this one? No, I thought it was going the other direction. It doesn't really matter what picture it was. Oh, here it is. I think this is the picture. Yep, this is the picture. Let me show you guys this. This is the picture I had on my iPad as my motivation. It's like we're gonna get a Sovereign, and this is gonna be what I'm gonna do. This is all I want to do, man. I want to fly corporate jets. No desire to go to the airline world at all. And I didn't really want to go to Part 135, a fractional, because it's just a different lifestyle. If you're in the airline world and or in the aviation world, there's three distinct categories that you can fly for. You can fly Part 91, which is what I did. It's basically private jet service. So there is either an owner or owners that own an airplane, and you fly it for them, nobody else. It's their jet. Now, they may contract it out, whatever, but they give you the keys to the plane and say, hey, we want to go here, we want to go here, we want to go here. Some of those jobs can be very hard, like you're glued to a cell phone, you don't really like your boss, whatever. Some of them are diamond in the rough, and you absolutely love who you fly for, they love you, they appreciate you, and it's a match made in heaven. Those jobs do exist in the Part 91 world. That's the job I had. So I'm thinking this is going to be my future, right? Citation Sovereign. Part 135, fractional, it's basically, think of it as airliners with corporate jets, and then Part 121 is airline flying. So I'm doing all this Part 91. So, long story, basically to roundabout to how it ended up is, after a lot of deliberation, it came down to a Citation XLS or a Sovereign that they were going to move to. And what do you think they moved to? They moved to the XLS. And at the time, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to stick around for the XLS. In the meantime, let me go get some more rapid turbine PIC. Because in the Part 91 land, you have to, there used to be I believe it was like Wyvern, Argus or something. There was some type of insurance that you had to have X amount of PIC turbine time to qualify for. And most owners wanted you to have that insurance on your resume. And even if you want to do contract stuff, you want to go do a contract trip here or there, it's good to have that. So sometimes it's a requirement for certain people to charter you as a pilot. So I told my buddy, I was like, look, man, I'm going to go get some rapid PIC turbine flying freight. And I'll let me, when I get all the qualifications, I'm going to come back. So I left because I was like, if I stay for the XLS, I'm going to get typed, but I'm not going to build enough time. and it's just going to snowball. I'm going to be better off if I go get more PIC turbine, go fly freight. So I left. I diverged from that world. I got into 135, and from there, I ended up 121. And from there, I spent 10 years at Spirit, and now I'm at my current operator, flying the 7.3. And I often wonder what would have happened if they settled on the Sovereign and I stayed. And it just, so, I don't know. That was where my life, there was a fork in the road. Not really a fork in the road. It was just left or right, I guess. They made the decision. I go this way. If they didn't, I go this way. Because I was going to go back after I got the PIC turbine time. It was just, if I was going to get on the XLS, I wanted to have more PIC time and turbine time. I'd be in an Aerostar delivering powdered sugar. So that's why this aircraft, in a roundabout way, changed the trajectory of my professional career. And there's a lot. No, there's definitely more to that too that I won't get into on stream. But if we do a little expo dinner or something, I'm sure the topic will come up and we can have a full long drawn out story time. But I don't want to wait there. We can start rambling on for a long time. Mustafa, thank you for the 13 months. Hope you are well. This jet looks cool. Only 2 weeks to Expo. Just speaking of it, Mustafa, my man, good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. I know, 2 weeks out, baby. 2 weeks out. Can't wait, man. Part 91 is Cowboy Land? It is. It is, man. Part 91 Cowboys. Loved it. All right. Who's ready for... Were you on the Garmins? No. Everything... So, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know if back then... When did the first... the G5000 I don't think existed yet, guys. I'm not super old, but we're talking 2010, 2011, 2012... 2011, actually. Yeah, well, 2012 too. No, 2011. 2011. I'm not so sure how many Sovereign Pluses were out. I don't even know if the G5000 was out yet. So the Sovereign that we did look at, I didn't get to demo flight it, which I was very sad for. I did demo flight the Phenom, which was cool. I told you that went up. Got to do some little, turns and stuff in the Phenom. Got to sit up front, fly around for a little bit. Demoed the Phenom, demoed the XLS. I did not get to do a Sovereign demo. That was for owner only. And there was one other jet. What's the... was it the small Phenom? The one that looks really weird. Maybe it was the small Phenom. Maybe it was two Phenoms. Maybe it was the Phenom 300, and then there's the 100 that looks like a seagull or something. Really tall cabin. That was their claim to fame, was a stand-up cabin. It might have been like a Phenom 100. So it might have been two Phenoms, the XLS, and then the Sovereign, which I didn't get to fly. But yeah, and that one all had Primus. Yeah, Primus avionics, which is what I was saying. K Boston is I really, I love the Sovereign Plus. This is cool. Maybe in the future they'll pump out a Primus avionics straight Sovereign, right? All right, let's take a look. Excited to get another 7.5 Expo tryout review, Nabil, my man. Oh my goodness, I don't know where Turk Herein is at. I thought I saw him pop in the chat here momentarily, but yeah, Turk Herein and I joked about that too. My goodness. There's a hood ornament on the glare sheet above the autopilot. See if you can find another hood ornament. You guys are gonna. Oh, hey, a cowbell. Is that cowbell or Chick-fil-A? This is your AOA indicator right here. It's only on the captain's side because nobody cares about the FO. All right, I want to do a cabin tour. Look at that. We're above the weather here at 450. This is amazing. So let's do a little cabin tour, shall we? Are you guys ready? I have not done a cabin tour at all. Now, actually, there's a way to adjust the cabin lights, isn't there? Position reports. Automatic reporting. We don't want to do that. Avionics settings. No. I thought there was... Cabin management, there it is. Shades, open, close, speaker, entry lights. Let's turn on the AC outlets. All right, we got full lights on. Oh, my view's all jacked up. There we go. All right, my first ever cabin tour. This is not out yet. It's not yet. It's pre-release. Mick Oatmeal, thanks for the $5 soup chat. Who's ready to meet the real Career Track 69 in 2 weeks? Mick Oatmeal. I'm going to buy stock in Career Track, my man. 2 weeks out, buddy. I'll see you there. I've got a Career Track sticker with your name on it, all right? All right. Brimlin, no, this is not out yet, my man. We are early access sneak peek. This is kind of an early access stream, too. We're going to do more in depth tomorrow. This is kind of our first look, see around. I get to experience this fiend water. Excellent. I wonder if that's like... Oh, hold on. Close you. There's too much lightning out there, so let's just go ahead and close the curtain. Are we? Yeah, we're still above it, right? We're still above it for the most part. Maybe we should keep the passenger safety light on. All right. Anyway. There's our wine glasses. Very nice. We should probably keep this closed for now. What's in here? Ooh, a microwave. Does this plane support career mode? Ooh, I actually don't know. Are you talking about default career mode? I don't actually know. I know it is supported in Jet Card, which is if you want the career mode that we've all wanted, Jet Card is going to be what you want. And this is supported and already available in Jet Card. What do we got in here? Ooh, this is where we talked about the weight and balance. Remember, this is all in here. We've got some drinks. We've got some munchies. I will tell you, if I ever stacked the refreshment drawer like this, I probably would have been slapped in the face. That is unprofessional. All right. Ooh, we got some towelettes. Silverware. Love it. Love it. You should listen to music. Oh, you know what? I did. We got plates. How do I turn the music on? It's in the interface in here somewhere, isn't it? Where do you turn that on? I remember them doing that in Blue's stream. Is it under cabin management? Not boarding. Oh, it's at the passenger seat itself? All right, hold on. Let's go over there. Not this one? Over here. Passenger tablet. Passengers have a tablet? You don't say. Where? Probably got to turn it on. I saw a switch for that right here. One white switch means something is wrong. Hey, whoa, look at that. It's doing a system test. See, when you talk about little details being simulated, that's very cool. Audio. Lead me on. I believe it's all royalty free, right? Who needs stream music when you got cabin music? Totally vibing. This is pretty sweet. That's the first I've ever seen that. Or heard that, I should say. They need to put the music on because we're right above some massive supercells at 45,000 feet, so. Is this the after hours X-Plane rave? I don't know. I never went to the first one. Is it? Is it? That's too much fun. That's too funny, Swore. T-Tide had the same idea. That is too funny. X-Plane Rave. Who's going to the... Is there an X-Plane Rave this year at Expo, chat? Are we going to the X-Plane Rave? Cowboy hats and X-Plane Raves. All right. 51 minutes to Opelika, Florida. What's texting? Ah. That's pretty cool, though. Right to their Discord. I'm scared. What's video? No media. Audio. That's what we're listening to. Lights. Passenger safety lights are on. Oh, so if I turn those off... What? My individual reading light. Cabin floodlight. Ah, yeah. Turn the floodlight off. Medium dim, all off. Maximum lightning show. Alright. We're vibing. Look at the dimples on the surface of the wing there. I love that. This is a cabin I can get behind. This is a cabin I can get behind, chat. Oh, I guess the window shades are controlled by this thing, right? Shades. Chat. Window shade simulations. Window shades. Window shade simulations. Nabil, we need a window shade movie. People in simulation sounds like this plane has strobe lights on the inside. Turks Mosmo. Jeez, T-Tuck. Oh my goodness. What's the next track? In the dark. Vibrations. Turk's getting shots. I didn't even know. I was going to do another one, but I didn't. I restrained myself, T-Tuck. All right. The most important part of any citation jet chat is the loo, right? So let's go ahead and get some privacy on here. What do we got here? Is there a light in here? Oh my gosh, you could control the... Like, what are you worried about? Who's going to see you? Who's going to see you at 45,000 feet? We have water and soap. We can actually wash our hands. So that means we got to try the toilet out. If we can wash our hands, we got to try the toilet out. What do we got here? We got a comb. Cake pops? I don't know what those are. Candles? That's the gross part there. Towels, towelettes, empty drawer, extra soap, lotion for AJ, tissues for AJ and Turks. All right. We have a toilet. Does it flush? There's a click spot. Ah! What? What? Oh my word. Oh no, we... Oh my gosh. You actually... Never in my life. Never... I am just as shocked as the supersonic flush. Never in my life have I ever seen... I can't. I'm scarred. What on earth did we just witness? I'm out of... I gotta wash my hands. I feel dirty. Give me soap. I feel dirty. What if you leave the water run? Do you run out of water? I'm out of here. Let me get out of here. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, there's your cabin tour. That was my first ever cabin tour of this thing, and I'm actually very impressed. I cannot believe. Oh my gosh. Close the lid, you poop mister. Oh my gosh, AJ, I know. Dude, the fact that you have to hold the flusher down to get it all in the... Oh my goodness. Did y'all notice what I have installed up here on the roof too? Look at this. Starlink. We got Starlink on this bad boy. Might be my favorite cabin tour ever. Oh my word. Mig, thanks for the $5 super chat. This is a plane that is both legit and full of crap at the same time. Ba-ding. Oh my goodness. That's good, man. That's funny, Migs. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Very impressive cabin there. Very impressive cabin tour. Very impressive. I'm gonna tidy it all up here actually. How do I get back in there? Let's tidy it all up. Let's tidy up the cabin. No more of those. What's this door? Oh, look at our baggage actually. I forgot one more door. Huh. What? There's even a... Look, there's a straight Sovereign right there. Look, it even has the antenna on it, the ADF antenna. Look at that. Straight Sov. That's cool. How do I close said doors? Can I not close them now? Man, there's all kinds of little... I'm scared to click on things now. Ah. Let's close it up. We got to start focusing on our tasks at hand here, chat. We got tasks at hand. What is our descent profile? 280, 5-1, 3 degrees, 250 below 10. That looks good. Wapner Church. I'll tell you what, let's cut the corner. Let's go direct to church. That's the arrival is past the Primus there. Let's keep an eye on that. Lightning not only shocking on this flight. Oh my gosh. I know. That was a shock I haven't seen in a Louvre in a long time, man. My goodness. Hats off to the dev. They modeled the crap out of this one. Well done, Skyward Simulations. Well done. Cabin 2-er. FBO's going to attack on a 500 pity charge. I know it. I know it. Do we have a good Opalaka scene?
Bank angle.
Never before have we seen this level of immersion from a dev.
Eamon Burke, thank you for the $3 bank angle check, my man. It's pretty immersive. I gotta give them that. Gotta give them that, Eamon Burke. They really did go in depth there with the aircraft. Absolutely. Turn the flood up a little bit. There we go. That's the other thing about these dark cockpits. I feel like at night it'd be so hard to stay awake because everything is so dark, you know? Thanks for the $3 banking check, Eamon Burke. It is very well done. Very well done here. All right. In-flight, no. Third-party options, you guys seen all that. This is what I have set up here. CPDLC, beyond ATC, no key needed. Here's your setup guide, right? It's all in there. Very cool. Configuration. Give you a little idea of what's going on here. Captain Eagle has Opalaka. That's good. Oh, really? Well, if we start to, here's the thing. I'm gonna have to start investing and finding all these little corporate airports and start getting them because we've got all kinds of primary airport sceneries, but with the lack of BizJets on the scene, I haven't really gone to any of these BizJet airports. Now I want to. Now we need those sceneries. So yeah, I'm gonna look at that and see if I can get to Opalaka. All right. Here's your options right now. We do have the second oxygen bottle. We do have Starlink. I got a static registration because dynamic seems to always be funky for me in the sim. Display style, distance, it's all mine. Turn indicator, QNH, all that fun stuff. Stern 1190, thank you for the $2 super chat. Hope you enjoyed my music. My goodness, man, I absolutely loved it. I was vibing, absolutely vibing on those tunes back there. They will become a staple with the Citation Sovereign. We're going to have a vibe sesh every Sovereign flight. Absolutely, Stern. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Really, that really adds a lot to the BizJet cabin for sure, man. So here we go. So this is what I was talking about earlier, realistic parking brake. So I talked a little bit about the parking brake operation. If you have this on, make sure you are doing proper parking brake procedures. Lock auto throttle when auto throttle is on. So my auto throttle is on right now. You can see it's in magenta, and we have speed up here in the Garmin column. If you don't have it in magenta, then your auto throttle is not engaged. I don't know why I have lock auto throttle on, because sometimes I think when I'm on camera, I like to pull my thrust levers back so you guys can see the FCU a little bit more. That's why I have lock auto throttle on. Probably don't need it, but it's fine. Simple static click spot. So if you do not want to click all of the static elements, for instance, every single static wick has its own static wick cover, which is kind of crazy. If you want to remove everything with one click, you could turn that on. Simple opening, if you don't want to do the multi-step opening on the door, things of that nature, cargo door, battery doors, then you can just turn on that option there. Advanced camera system, not recommended for VR. I'm not sure what that means. I don't even know what the advanced camera system is. I have it on. Ground equipment alerts, I have that on. Auto yoke hiding, I turned it off, and I'll turn it on for you now. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta turn the yoke on first. So, auto yoke hiding. If you look down, the yoke goes down, or it should. Well, now it actually goes ahead. Or, see, I don't know. I just assume keep it off. You could also do yoke lowering. Which it does work. There you go. See? Looks down, you look away, it comes up. You look down. If you want to keep your yoke on, that's an option for you. I'm just a simple man. I turn it off until I need something on the yoke. Pilots and crew, I have it all on. Hide display glass, I'm not even sure what that is. I have that off. We looked at audio, in-flight, and third party. So those are the settings there. Services, we'll hit on this a little bit more tomorrow. Ground access page. We've got the ground equipment. These are all your covers, miscellaneous items. You could also deselect them from here. Your payload screen, all right, which we took a look at. All right, max takeoff weight 30,000 pounds. All right, electrical. Keep an eye on your stuff here. Make sure everything is status quo. Left and right, looking good. Hydraulics. They're going to drain down over time. So again, this is where Bill's Mafia, just because like the failure, quote unquote failures options aren't there, it doesn't mean that this airplane won't fail you if you don't take care of it, right? So looks like the hydraulic green is down a little bit. I wonder if that's because the gear is up. But you can do refill, generators, electric pumps inactive, vanity service. What? Potable water 1.9 max 2. Vanity basin. Oh, it's because we used it. So once it fills all the way up, then it goes to the overboard drain. That's crazy. So I want, if you just go back there and start using the lav a lot. Toilet. Fill chemical solution, empty tank. We're going to mess with this tomorrow. Wastewater from the FAA, discharge to the flexible hose, overboard drainer installed to the bottom of the aircraft. Failure. It's heated, so it doesn't freeze. It could block it from improper drainage. You don't want to freeze the pooper tubes. Or the, I guess it's not a pooper tube, but anyway. O2N2. Oxygen tanks, nitrogen tank. It's for the, I believe that's for the fuel tanks right there, the nitrogen tank. You got your weather, you can fetch all your stuff, your charts, which we probably actually need to, let's take a look at charts while we're here. Opelika. I don't even know. I know the airport is similar to Miami because there's on all the charts it says don't land at Opelika. Oh jeez, AJ Fernari. Need a stuck Barbie doll mod. Oh please, AJ, don't remind me. Thanks for the $3 super chat. Yeah, that would be good. They need to implement a Barbie doll instead of the Barbie doll that won't flush. All right, so Opelika and arrivals. I'm going to take a look at my jet card en route dispatch here real quick. Let's see what the weather is. Right now, it's 150 at 8. So they filed us on the CUDA 3, and we'll probably land 9 left. 9 left from Wana. So approach, ILS 9 left. We're going to pin that one. Arrival, CUDA 3. We're going to pin that one. And let's go ahead and go direct to, what do we got here? Let's select it. So we're going to actually do the ILS 9 left. Sized IAF. What are the mins? You guys remember? I just had it up there. 258. All right. We're going to load. All right. Let's go direct to Jaipur. Ooh, let's go direct to Kopan. Let's see if we can keep all that weather off our right. Let's take it direct to Kopan. Direct to. Boom. Try to stay out of some of that weather. Remember, we are corporate jet pilots. We're trying to keep a smooth ride. Trying to get this off Orbix, but it won't download. What do you mean, Napalm? This airplane? It's not released yet, I don't believe. What is the consensus? Twisoft. It's a very well simulated modern bizjet. Has amazing sounds. And I am very excited that we're getting a lot more bizjets in the Microsoft Flight Sim game, because it is I feel like with the power of Microsoft Flight Simulator and having all, like, the whole globe to travel on, right? You got ortho for the whole world out here. So going to the same, 200 primary airports that everyone goes to. Okay, maybe there's more than 200, but there's like what? I don't know. 200 seems like a decent number. Yeah. There's like 200 or less major airports, the JFKs, the DFWs, right? In Europe and the US that everyone likes to fly to with airliners. But man, there's so much more to aviation in the corporate bizjet world, and now that we're getting these highly detailed bizjets, I'm super excited, man. Super excited. Please don't freeze the poop chute or you'll be in a world. I think that happened to Artemis 2 moon mission. They actually had frozen urine blocking the outlet for the toilet. Wow, Michael Williams, really? That's crazy. I had a frozen lavatory drain in an Airbus 321 too. Ended up canceling the flight, man. It was awful. Right before Thanksgiving. We got a full moon up here at 4502. Look at that, almost. Reflecting off the wings. Coast of Florida down there. Wonder will GFX work with this? Terry, that I do not know. Maybe, I'm sure it would after time, right after it comes out. Maybe they got to run an update or two. Who knows? How was the airplane so far? Carlos, I'm loving it, man. She's a rocket. She's very powerful. As we get ready to land here, so this aircraft is a floater in real life. Okay, so you really want to be on your ref speed, and you really ease her on down and fly her into the ground. Just be nice and gentle. She wants to stay airborne. Just look at those wings. They want to stay airborne. You can just tell. It's a lot of wing on this jet here. She wants to fly. So my 2 landings so far, actually I only done 1 actual landing. My 1 actual landing was pretty dang smooth. So hopefully I can repeat that. We've had enough floaters on this stream. Mr. Anderson himself, that's a really interesting point. So many new airport possibilities beyond the usuals. There's some incredible payware and freeware add-ons for some of the off-beaten path types of places. Yeah, Mr. Anderson himself, I'm right there with you, man. That's kind of where I'm at, dude. It's just, it's I love airliner flying on the sim, too. I mean, I really enjoy it. I love the Phoenix. I love the PMDG. Gosh, I love the L1011. You guys know that's all we seem to do. And obviously the numbers point to airliner flying, right? Airliner flying tends to get the views, tends to get the clicks and likes and shares. Speaking of, let's see if we can do Skyward Sim a solid. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. This is a very intricately detailed Citation Sovereign 680 that's going to be releasing soon on Microsoft 2024. Let's get them in the algorithm so more people will see it. Hit that like button for me if you haven't already. It would be a huge, huge solid for Skyward Sim. Gets the video out there. But exactly that, man. It's just I want to start going to some of these off the beaten path places. You know, some of these tight airports that have, you know, restricted approaches or tighter runways, shorter runways that you're not getting the bigger jets into, which makes the Citation shine because you'll be able to get this airplane into some pretty short strips. The Phenom, you'll be able to get into some really short strips as well. You know, that's where the 10, you got to kind of be careful with that Citation 10. You start taking it into too short of strips, you might end up off the end of the runway. But it still has good performance. Lear 35, that thing is, you just got to hang on from start up to shutdown on the Lear 35. We got the Just Flight Lear 45 coming out in the future. Speaking of, I don't think I would be crazy, but you know, for those of you that are still here and heard the whole story of my corporate situation, same dude, different company, multiple jets. I could go fly a Lear 45 and a Falcon 2000 if I wanted to right now. Said the job's mine if I want it. But you're talking about leaving a 121 airline career for, I don't know, man. Anyway, shh, you didn't hear it from me. We probably need to start down soon. I heard, where is our TOD? I think we might have gone past it. We need to think about our descent. Oh, no, TOD is up there. Let's set up our charts real quick. So let's go back home. Let's go to charts. Let's go to arrival. Not rally. What is it? Opalaka. OPF. Arrival. CUDA 3. Chart options. Night. Sick. And I believe we can zoom that in if I scooch around the throttle here. One thing I do like is how do you move the chart? Is this a knob? Like, how do I thought there was a way to move chart left or right. Where are we going? We're going direct to church. Maybe not. Oh, I'm messing with the frequencies. Shoot. I don't want to mess with that. What? Oh, that's sick. Did you guys see that? Touchpad. Now we're going to church, which is up here. Alright, so I'm going to zoom it out a little bit. That's cool. An actual touchpad. Bottom altitude is going to be 8,000. Alright. So we're going to set 8,000 feet. And we should be able to arm VNAV. VNAV path is armed. We got a little ways to go. We're almost there. We're going to zoom in and take a look at this radar up here. Still doing 7.8. And just to the west of the weather, we're looking good. We could probably do some landing performances. All right, landing data. Opalaka 9 left. Weather 167 at 828 degrees, 29 or 9 or 7. Actual METAR. Thunderstorms in the vicinity. Excellent. Runway 8,000 feet, 10 feet. Runway heading. Gradient 0, 0, 0. Landing configuration. Full flaps, NIS off. Thrust versus stow. Landing factor 1. Auto throttle off. Landing data. 107 VAP. VREF is 100k knots. 8 knots a crosswind, 2 knots a headwind. Landing at 2319. We'll accept the landing speeds. We're looking good, chat. I never did the oxygen test. Do that tomorrow. Now we're vibing. Last little bit of vibes before we got to start down. Odie2544, my man, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, recently found your content and I really enjoy it. Any chance you would create landing approach tutorial video? Thanks for the content. Hey, Odie. Of course. What airplane would you like to see? I have a dedicated landing tutorial video on the Airbus series. I should make one on the 7.3. And definitely can make one on this airplane here. There is a video that I have. I got to upload to the V2 channel, which, speaking of, if you haven't already, V2 Simulations, head there, subscribe there, notification on there, because I'm just waiting for some final editing touches, and I'm going to start releasing some actual videos on this channel. So if you haven't already clicked the link, do me a solid, subscribe. Trying to reach 1,000. It'd be cool. It'd be really cool if we could hit 1,000 subs on the V2 channel before FS Expo. It'd be really cool. But right now it's mostly short. It's all shorts content of kind of highlighting some tips from other streams and videos that I've done. Especially going way back to the piston days, talking about propeller feathering and turbocharging operation. But more to come on that channel. If you haven't already, please do head over there and subscribe. That would be solid. You can unsubscribe at any time if you want to. Stick around for the fun. Look at that. You edit all yourself? Yes. Video? Yes. Shorts? No. JetCard had me take a BBJ into Southwest Oregon regional the other day. That was a blast of an approach. A Galufu, my man. See, I love hearing stories like that because that's what I absolutely love about JetCard as well. Man, sometimes I feel like I don't want to sound too much like a walking advertisement, but I hope you guys know by now that when I'm excited about something, I don't just sell stuff on this channel for profit or anything like that. Matter of fact, I'm not getting paid by any of these companies. It's just when I truly get excited about something, I share it. If I'm not truly excited about it, you probably don't see it on the channel. But that's what I love about JetCard, man. So I was going to do a flight as well today. We were going to go Ohio to Key West. I even had the thumbnail made for JetCard. But then I got some scheduling stuff call me, and I got pissed, and I didn't want to sit and stream for 3 hours. And then the Sovereign came out and made me happy again. So, but what I love about JetCard is exactly that. You got to be careful. On JetCard, if you select a charter, like, oh, this sounds amazing. I want to fly, I want to fly into Renton or take off out of Renton, ultra long range jet. Okay, cool. But then, that's just the minimum class. You can always go larger. So if you take a larger class aircraft and the airport is pretty tiny, you better know what airport you're flying into and out of, because you can get yourself into trouble. So And that will hurt your reputation. Right now we're working on my rep. I've only done 2 flights. I'm still working on more. My average is 213. We're going to change that with this airplane. This is going to be the greaser. We're going to change that old average landing rate there. You should join Bill's Mafia's over here is plugging his company. Alpha Zulu 77 before we go bankrupt. Bills, you take out a loan that you can't pay for, my man? I bought the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo, hoping to make that part easier. Oh, yeah, Odie 2544 for sure, man. If you're just getting a yoke and throttle quadrant, oh, man, that'll make a huge difference. If you're flying with maybe just a side stick before, or maybe keyboard, mouse, I'm not sure, maybe a controller. Man, getting an actual yoke and throttle will make a big difference, absolutely. AJ Fernari, thank you for the $3 super chat again, my friend. Congrats to the new sub, Pete Mitchell. Thank you, AJ. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks for the $3 super chat and the sub, dude. That's funny. Thanks, brother. All right, 825. You should do a private charter flight in a 340. We'll do one soon. Cody says, I made that mistake already, and it's a negative 1.5 per abandoned charter. Ouch. Uh-oh, our engine's coming back. Did we get TOD? Yep. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, as you've noticed, we've just started our descent into Opa-locka, Florida. Down there, it's a beautiful evening. Temperature is hovering right around 77 degrees. The light winds out of the south, about 10 miles an hour. We are still deviating around a few little isolated thunderstorms, as you can see out the right-hand side of the aircraft. So I'm going to turn that seatbelt sign on here just out of an abundance of caution. But as always here at Career Track Aviation, we do advise to keep that seatbelt fastened just in case we have some unexpected turbulence. Once again, thanks for choosing Career Track Aviation. Welcome to Opa-locka. Look at the glow of the nav light out there. It's glowing on the haze and the cirrus clouds. We're cooking, chat. We are cooking. And she's got full VNAV, baby. So for those of you that love VNAV and you're scared of the Lear 35, this is like, it's a very good mix of automation, but still challenge. So like, the closest this airplane is in terms of managing, I think, is the Citation 10, but it's a little bit easier because of the Garmin. The Citation 10, it's got advisory VNAV and stuff like that, which is good, but it can also get away from you. The Citation 10 will let you put it in a bad spot pretty quick. This airplane seems a little bit more forgiving, but things will happen fast if you're not set up. It's all about the setup in this bird. You want to make sure you got everything set up, and then 1,000 feet, fly level change, heading, fly level change, nav, speed, 210, whatever it is. Auto descent on the VNAV. That's good. I'm ashamed to admit that I've had the Unibuilds 340 since it came out, and I hadn't seen the interior of the ACJ until this week. Flying for Jet Card, as a matter of fact, it's awesome. Really? Well, Mr. Anderson, I've had that aircraft since it came out as well, and I have not seen the interior of the ACJ A340. That might be something we have to look into. You just bought Jet Card, looking great. Nice, D-Doom. Well, hey, if you ever sign up, if you ever go into their Discord, when you pop in, just let them know you came from the V1 channel, so they know I'm not hiding Jet Card from them. I'm still working on that video. I have a short little dedicated video on Jet Card, which is pretty cool too. Probably drop that on the V2 channel as well. I was supposed to get a lot of work done this week, but get this, y'all, I didn't even tell you what happened this week. So we went on our little 3-day family vacay to a cabin. The day before 2 days before we left, my oldest got mono, which I'm like, how does a 6-year-old get mono? The day we left, my wife got strep. The night that we got there, so the day we left was fine. The night that we got there, actually not even the night. So the morning, the first day there, I woke up with, I thought it was food poisoning, but it might have been the stomach flu. Horrible. Like one of the hardest, roughest, non-enjoyable 3 days vacation I've ever had in my life. It was wild, man. And I'm still not 100%. Like, today is the first day that I've had anything other than water and I've been able to keep it down. So, a lot like the Lou that we just toured. Yeah, it's been a rough couple days. Last night was the first night that I slept more than 45 minutes without having to go to the bathroom. The last 2 days, I had to get up every 45 to an hour. Awful, awful, awful. Skyward should make a citation 10. I would love this depth. Oh man, Mick Oatmeal, I'm with you, dude. A 10 plus. But no Garmin's, man. You like so Mick Oatmeal? You're the Garmin fan. Quick poll in chat here. This is not just for this aircraft. It's for all corporate biz jets. Actually, I'll make which bizjet avionics do you prefer? Garmin X, Garmin series, or what is it? Honeywell. I almost said Honeycomb. Or you could do, I could do like, I'll do / Proline 21 because that's pretty much the only other glass. And then I'll do straight steam gauge Savages. Just curious. I know we got about 300 people here in chat. Again, this is not for any particular aircraft. Just if you're looking at biz jets, is there an avionics suite that you like to see? The Citation 10 was always glass, right? I'm trying to think. The first Citation, I always forget, 1996? Surely it had glass when it first came out, right? It wasn't a steam gauge Citation 10. Could you imagine? But even like, so the Lear 45 that I could potentially go fly is a Honeywell Epic system. I'm so stoked on each of these options. I feel like I can't lose. Yeah, it's just for fun, man. I like to get a vibe of the chat, you know, because sometimes you live in an echo chamber up here as a content creator. You feel like you say something, and then the people that agree with you will say something, but then there's, you know, X amount of people that aren't saying something. They don't necessarily agree with you. So I kind of like to put it out in poll form, just kind of get a vibe, see what everyone's feeling. I'm actually not the Garmin fan. My most flown bizjet is the Lear 35 with the 530. I do love the I'm right there with you, McGoman, but I do prefer the Garmin's over the Proline 21, mainly because they have a touchscreen monitor and a physical GNS. You have a touchscreen monitor, McGomeal? Oh, dude, well, if I had a touchscreen monitor, I'd be all over like a Garmin touchscreen. That'd be very cool. I think that plays a big part in it too, right? What kind of hardware, what kind of screens do you have? I'm actually thinking, McGomeal, I've been enjoying the working title default 530 so much as well. They've done a lot of work with it, you know, in the Lear 35. I've even put it in the Starship. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm actually thinking about adding a Garmin 530 piece of hardware. Proline 21 Rockwell Collins, right? I believe it's Rockwell Collins. Yeah. Or it used to be Rockwell Collins. I don't know who it is. Did they change their names? Something Collins now. How about that Garmin Perspective Plus in the Cirrus? Ooh, yeah. All right, we're getting there. We are Rosny Colad. I will say I enjoy this more than I thought I would. Being able to split the screen with the chart, you know, this is pretty cool. I probably should have the flip-flop so I could see my chart a little bit better, but I do enjoy that. Tomorrow we'll dig around more in the G5000. I think my favorite avionics suite and any Microsoft aircraft is definitely the Starships. Mr. Anderson himself, you know, it's funny. I'm going to get a shirt that says I almost, V1 Sim. I almost did a Starship stream today in Jet Card. And I actually saw Two-Tone Murphy was live earlier, I think, or super early my time. It just was going through my YouTube feed, and I saw he was in the Starship, and I saw that cockpit again. Golly, the Starship is so underrated. We have to do, we're going to resurrect Starship flying with Jet Card. That's what we're going to do. We're going to resurrect. Heck, it might be the first airplane my company ever buys is Starship. It is, hands down, the Starship from Black Square. As niche of an airplane as it is the best turboprop aircraft in flight simulation. It's up there, man. It is a phenomenal airplane. You should do another CJ4 stream. The plane doesn't get enough love. I know, Michael J. Again, I need 36 hours in a day, brother. I love the CJ4 as well. I do love the C. I think it's that's working title, right? Working title, default avionics in there, which is pretty dang good. It's funny, Michael J. I used to fly the CJ4 when I had my home PC up and running. This flight sim in 2020, I had all the CJ4 mods, the Wusel mod. I would fly that plane constantly on my home PC. It was the only airplane I would fly on my home PC, just for straight fun. All my V1 stuff, all the streaming stuff was all done at the HQ. We flew it maybe once or twice. Wow, that was close to a lightning strike. But at home, for fun, I love the CJ4. You can split the view with the PFD. Yes, I'm aware of that. But here's where I go old school, man. I like my big screen. I like the 7.3 Max, dude. I need a bunch of wasted space to feel at home here. 7.3 Max is so much wasted space on the screens. Mick Oatmeal, thank you for the $5 super chat. It says, so do you remember what happened the last time you flew Starship? I definitely do. Thanks for reminding me, Mick Oatmeal. I do. I do, brother. I tell you what, let's maintain manage speed here. Let's go. Give me 250 on the descent, please. Listen to those engines. Should have just done a vertical pitch change. What's going on, Mac? You spamming or you got a broke keyboard? It needs redemption. That poor Starship needs hardware issues. I know, D-Doom. It really does. It really does need redemption. Tyson, my man. Nah, dude. We're on descent right now into Miami, dude. Opalaka, OPF. CJ4 doesn't have reverse thrust though. True. I know, Legion Dog. I know. But it has attenuators, right? Does it have attenuators? Or no, it doesn't have attenuators. I can't remember now. It's got the little spoiler switch. I like that. Even though it has no buckets, the Phenom just got an update. Might be worth checking out to see if it handles better. Just check off the momentum so far as good. Oh, Flight Sim Guy. We're not done with the Phenom, dude. We are not done with the Phenom. If what I think is going to happen tomorrow is going to happen tomorrow, we're going to be streaming a lot the next few days. But I got to see if what I think is going to happen tomorrow is actually going to happen tomorrow. I know, Bills Mafia, you like these wings. Bills Mafia, you seem pretty stoked about this airplane, man. You seem pretty stoked. And and to be honest, I've been impressed. Like I saw what was out there. You know how I feel about the G3000, G5000 screens. But with all that aside, the sounds, we talk a lot on this channel of how, sounds can really take an airplane over the edge. Either towards the good side, or you can fall off the cliff and it not be an immersive experience at all, and you don't want to fly the airplane. Having the Boris Audio Works on this jet, it puts you over the edge into, wow, this is sweet, So it's fun. And that startup, come on. I mean, I would get the jet just for the startup sounds. No, that was the reflection of the Garmin keypads on the windscreen. You hear what they say in Miami. Lost in Space, negative. I'm on IVAO. I do all my streaming on IVAO. I'm gonna have to try to sign up for VATSIM at Expo. Boris makes up for the Garmin. That's a good point, Michael J. You going back to the Healy Stream game? Perhaps DCS C130. I need 36 hours in a day flight following soon. I need 36 hours in a day. Should I get the 210? The Cessna 210 from Flights? Well, who makes the 210? I forget now. I shouldn't forget. It was one of the first airplanes I had in FSX. All right, 29 or 9 or 7. We're out of 18,000 feet. Safety seatbelt sign is coming on. I'm going to turn that off. I'm testing something here on my end. You notice? I'm going to write that up. I think I noticed I'm tracking some performance. I noticed a little FPS hit when I turned that switch on. I might just leave a note for the dev guys. We don't need the passenger stuff right now anyway. Why not VATSIM? Nah, banned, dude. Been banned for a while. Gustavo is up here. What's up, man? It's no longer winter. You can try Zebo again with burning too much of ice. Gus, I need to try the Torque Sim CJ again. I need to try the Citation 10 and this Zebo. So we're going to have an X-Plane Bonanza. Maybe we should go for a triple stream day of 3 X-Plane streams in a row. I don't know if I can handle 3 X-Plane streams in a row. But I want to do a Torque Sim. It is the Torque Sim CJ that I have, right? Citation 10 and Zebo flight. This thing is bang on the VNAV too. This airplane is behaving very well. So for those of you that put high emphasis in VNAV, it's doing very well. I did take it out of the speed mode. I've made it do manual 250, but it is bang on the path here. Baldino 396, just wanted to say you're one of the coolest guys in the flight sim community. It's always a pleasure watching and listening to you. Cheers from Brazil. Balduino. Thank you so much, man. That's very, very kind of you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think so, my man. Very humbled and appreciate the kind words here on the channel, dude. Many, many more to come. Cheers from Brazil. Yeah. Maybe we need to fly down in Brazil. I heard there's like some soccer thing going on. Don't forget the FlyJ Sim 7372 allegedly dropping for X-Plane 12. Yawn. If it drops, I'm in. But I got to see it drop first. Torque Sim 525, Flight Factor 777 with Pratt's is insane too. I know, you always do want me on that 777. Do I think this is close to release? Bill's Mafia, I do. Like I said, I have no insider knowledge of... Oh, look at that. That's a nice cloud buildup right there. I have no insider knowledge of the release date. But from what I've seen, like the airplane so far, it seems pretty much ready. There is one thing that the devs were working on, and it's public knowledge. It's not hidden. It's CWS mode, which I do have bound. I'm not supposed to show it. Well, I'm not supposed to emphasize it. Let me see if it works here. CWS on. I can come left. I should be able to turn CWS off. Recaptures. Look at that. And then I just go, we're still in VNAV, we're still V, vertical speed. Yeah, we're still in VNAV. So that works. Wow. So CWS mode, control wheel steering, basically allows you, if you wanted to fly around a buildup with leaving the autopilot on. So that's the only thing that they have that's not technically correct, and they're aware of it, is when you go into CWS mode like that, it shouldn't say autopilot, because in CWS mode you're not technically disengaging the autopilot, you're just removing you're just decoupling it so you can hand fly around, if that makes sense. And I believe they wanted that functioning before release, so they're still working on it. This is one of the later builds that has that implemented. Let's see if she should still level at 8 here. Let's see if she levels at 8. I'm gonna need to declutter that map over there. Yep, there's our level off. For cinematic purposes, let's continue descent, flight level change. Flight level change, 250, down to 5, please. So, knowing that CWS is working that smoothly, Blues Mafia, I can't imagine it being too much longer. CWS in Florida chat, we're cooked. Hashtag green dot. Oh my goodness. You're so right. You're so right, dude. I totally forgot. CWS mode is what put the L1011 into the Everglades. But now it's not quite like the L10 or even the 7.3 for that matter. CWS in this, to my knowledge, you hold it after you let go, it should return. To my knowledge, similar to the 170 TCS mode. I could be wrong about that. Let me take a look at the yoke. Yes, CWS button here. I would have to ask a dev, but I believe you have to keep it pressed. You can make your maneuvers, and when you release it, it recaptures. Let's try again. Let's say I want to go, let's go left of this little green cell here. Try to maintain 8,000. Let go, and see it's returning. So, to my knowledge, this is correct. You see how we just kind of CWS'd around that build up there? That is how I am used to CWS mode working. I guess I never hit. Oh, we're still in VNAV, that's why. Let's just go flight level change, hard flight level change down to 5. To my knowledge, that's actually one of the most impressive representations of CWS I've seen. I don't know if anything else does it as well as that. I think the Lear 35 doesn't have quite CWS mode, but it has some similar modes with pitch barrel ref, and that's very good. That's a very good implementation. Why don't you use synthetic vision on the PFD? I don't like synthetic vision over water. I think when you have a blue-on-blue PFD, that's negative training. That's negative instincts. Now, if you're flying into a mountain airport and you're over the water, that's one thing. We're flying into Florida at night. The last thing I need is more blue on blue, because guess what? When you look out the left side, black on black, you can't see anything out there. So blue on blue, it just adds to the possible disorientation. I like keeping synthetic vision off unless I'm actually in terrain. But it is fully implemented, SD Luke, if you're curious. It is implemented in the Garmin. Pilot Unknown, my man, welcome to Commercial Pilot, dude. Glad to have you on board, brother. Like using force trim beep switch in a helicopter. Yes, similar. To my knowledge, similar, yes. He chose New York City base, Gus? Oh, man. Well, he probably got a line pretty soon. He's probably got to do his... Did he do his E-top squall? Oh, yeah, we got to get the golf car ready. You're right. I got to do it. I got to call up early, chat. We got to call up Jet Card. Opalaka, we need crew car. Passenger car. And we need a store and a hangar. Got all the requests. Crew car is arranged, keys at the counter. Ground transportation is confirmed. Will be staged plane side. And hangar space confirmed. Tow will take it from there. Excellent. Copy that. Thanks. Where are we parking tonight? Now this is weird. I got to make sure I don't inadvertently go to Miami. Because I always have to make sure I don't inadvertently go to Opelika. Now I got to make sure I don't inadvertently go to Miami. I've never landed Opelika. I don't think I've ever been there in real life. Flown over it hundreds of times. For cinematic light purposes, let's go down to 3. All right, we're going to end the poll. Look at that. Tied. Garmin and Honeywell tied up. Straight Savages, 22%. All right. Respect. Dev in the chat. What's going on, John? Good to see you, man. Man, we had an amazing, amazing flight so far in this bird. It's been absolutely amazing. And the, so we were actually just messing with CWS mode. When I said not to highlight, I think it said don't like make it a highlight, but just did a few tests and man, it worked pretty dang smooth. We're diving and driving down to 3. And now we'll go ahead and pull it back. Do what Miami always does here. Let's go maintain, let's come straight back to 180. Spec vectors. Nope, not out yet. 10 for 10 on the poop modeling. Yes, we did discover that. Oh my goodness. We did discover the poop modeling. That was something. Where's my ILS 9 left chart in here? Sabo's is 16 hundo. This is what we're going to do. We're going to flight plan, approach. We're going to activate approach. Just going to get a little wonky on us here. That's fine. We're going to start the turn. Actually, that'll take us on a nice... We'll get in tight here on downwind. Should have probably just done vectors to final. She's auto-tuned the low course. You can see it in the dashed line. Love that. We're actually below flaps 2 speed. Flaps 1 is coming out. Lav door. We forgot. What's with the lav door? Must be open. Lav door's got to be open. That's funny, man. Remember, speed brakes are manual and need all 3 squat switches on the ground to deploy the TRs. Absolutely. I'm ready. I got my speed brake lever ready. My TR's bound. Hopefully we can grease it. Let's go ahead and select heading. Let's go heading mode here. I'm going to extend myself. Let's redo this here. Let's go. Actually, yeah, we could just do that. Or we could go activate vectors to final. There we go. Boom. Auto-tuned. Auto-changed our needles. Love that. Yeah, we should go back into heading mode though, because I put this at a nav. All right. Sosbo is the final at 1600. We're going to keep this in here pretty tight. Let's go ahead and descend down 2,000 feet. Flight level change. 3 for 2. Aviation Blaze. Welcome to Commercial Pilot, my friend. Welcome on board. Thank you for joining the channel. Swarm 3513, a member for 80 months. My goodness. The smell is wafting towards the cockpit. We're going to have to drain the lab. Thank you for the support, dude. Geez. Remember, thought there was a dev member or dev chat. Oh, yeah, quick morning test. Yeah, John. Yeah, CWS, man. Cool. It was working good for us. The emergency exit is back there, so you need that door open or else it will yell at you. Oh, that's the emergency exit door. See? We're learning things. Very cool. Come back 10 more knots. We're going to keep this real tight. Square it up here. Did you want the ramp guys to stage multiple blue juice pumps? Park in Atlantic if you can, entering at Charlie Taxiway. Let me look real quick. What FBO was I supposed to park at for jet card? What did we have on our dispatch? We're supposed to park at Atlantic. I'm going to request the lab service. Oh, not required for this flight? Well, they weren't on board, were they? Where's Atlantic? Anybody know where Atlantic is in Opa-locka? That's where I'm supposed to park. Come back to the 210. You know what I didn't set up is my wind PFDs. The wind on my PFD. I shouldn't be messing with that right now. PFD settings. Wind. Option 3. Where's my health? Yeah, we'll leave it. Option 2 is fine. I don't need my TCAS. It's alright. Come left heading 180, vectors for final. Managed to slot in on Aveo. Excellent. I forgot I should make some radio calls. Opa-locka traffic, November 8773 Delta. Turn in about a 8-mile final for runway 9er left. Opa-locka. How am I using the mouse wheel? 8773 Delta. Turn left heading 130. Maintain 2000 touch subscribe. ILS from 9er left approach. All right, Loke is captured. It's going to be tight. That's my fault. That's a terrible ATC vector there. She might overshoot. We'll see what happens. It's on me. Glide slope's above us. We're looking good. Wow, look at that. She still caught it. Oh, I didn't get flight recorder on. We have to test. Always got to test the flight recorder. Devs love it when you test things live for the first time on public streams. What do we say, 106? There's a dot above. Let's go gear down. Flaps 2. Recording is on and recording. Sounds are coming all the way up. Enjoy the landing. AOA is coming up. Where's that glide slope? Glide slope flaps.
Opa-locka traffic, Quebec Juliet Sierra is turning on a 9-mile final from
Misapproach
9 left.
altitude. We'll set, it's really 2,000. I guess we'll leave it at 2,000. Misapproach altitude 2,000 is set. V app 106. Could just manage to speed it, but that's fine. We'll do 106, and we're going to hand fly.
Autopilot.
Autopilot. Let's turn the auto throttle off too. Auto throttle's away. Helps if you're right around the same thrust setting. One thing I need to find out, is there a way to get the flight path vector displayed on a G5000 without synthetic vision? I know when you select synthetic vision, the flight path vector populates. I'd love to be able to turn... I don't know if that's an option. I don't know if you can actually turn it on in the real Garmin without being in synthetic vision. No, you need synthetic vision? All right. We're going to try to butter this one. We need to up our jet card landing ratings. Probably should have chosen the longer runway. Get maximum float for maximum butter. We'll drop it in a little bit low. Once runway's assured, come in a little bit low. Float it out. Landing imminent. Never forget, AJ. Never forget. I really want to look at downtown Miami. Look at that. That's so cool. I feel like I'm doing something bad landing at this airport because you guys know I'm always landing in Miami International. I feel like, huh, this is not the right sight pictures. Why is there water at Cargo Row? Coming up on 500 feet, we're stable, sinking 650. On target, we're going to slow up here a little bit. Let's see if I get the AOA in the donut here. Slow up a little bit. Start dipping below a tad. There's our donut. Ooh, buddy. I don't want to get below ref. That's a little too slow.
Minimums.
Oh, really?
200.
Glide slope.
Glide slope check. We're here for the butter.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Just hold it off, hold it off. Oh. Speed brakes. Get that wheel down. Thrust reverser's coming out. $60. Rolling. Take the next one. Freaking sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miami. Now, since I don't have an Opalaka scenery, which is unfortunate, I'm going to have to kind of guess where Atlantic would be. Opalaka traffic 877 Sierra Delta, clear of runway 9 or left. Let's see here. Let's go back to this chart real quick. What am I looking for? Info, airport info. Now you said to park It should be right in front of us now. So FBO right here. So we're going to go straight ahead and try to get over to one of these. We don't need to go to custom. So let's make the first right and first left, because I don't know if the scenery is going to work. All right. I'm going to drag one bucket here. Pop that one out. Oh, look, there's that Phenom behind us. I guess we can make the right up here. I think it's connected, so we'll just park right over here. Theoretically, we should start the APU, right? Well, we need an Opalaka scenery confirmed. Oh, look, the rain just started. Man, we got in just in time. Look at that. I love the dynamics of Microsoft Flight Sim. The weather is so nice, man. Is this pavement or dirt I'm about to taxi over? I'm not sure, so we're just going to stop. Well... I'm not sure what that is. Let's go over here. Should be able to stow everything. All buckets are stowed. We'll just park right here. Oh, that might be the awning. You're right. It's just the texture. That's actually an awning. I think you're 100% right. We're going to park it right here. All right, remember, realistic parking brake. We do have that on. So, set you. Boom. APU is running. So start, stop to stop. Love it. Taxi lights coming off. Tail flood, passenger safety, those can come off, those can come off. Emergency exit lights, those can come off. That's normal. And let's get the APU air on as we deplane. Let's pop open the door. Actually, this is in the life of a ramp service agent. Hi guys, welcome to Miami. All right, we're here. Now I need to shut her down on jet card. So let's do that. Yeah, Opalaka, I'm going to pick it up, man. By Cat 3 Dual Studios, we'll do it for sure. Let's see what our jet card said. All right, we have a couple of messages. Let's read those. You're on the ground, Opalaka, paperwork handled. Give me a shout if you need anything for your next trip. Okay. Party has deplaned. Dana sends her regards. Very happy with the service. Talk soon. Atlantic FBO, did you want to take fuel now? No. No, we're all done with that. So we already called a hangar earlier, so we're done. We're going to complete the flight. Chat. 70 feet per minute. That's how we get our landing average rate down. This airplane is going to be the butter machine. 70 feet per minute into Miami at night. I will take that. Thank you, jet card. Let's go ahead and close that. Close jet card. Now, the part that every dev likes. See if I can close the door first. let's see how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these to run. We'll leave the APU on, that's fine. I'm going to put those back to arm. We had all our lights on, so we'll do this so we don't hear the clickety-clickities. Let's just see what happens. Godspeed. We're in replay mode. Engines are running.
You're still on Aveo, by the way.
Ah. Thank you. Toss the Rampy a tenner for having to deal with the president sitting in their dirty water tank. Yeah, I will, man. Totally forgot. Look at that. Freaking replay works like a charm, too. Gotta love it. All right, let's run it forward. I don't have a whole lot of time. I gotta get home at 9 o'clock at night.
500. Terrain. Terrain.
Why is terrain going off? Is our gear down?
Hold.
Oh, because it doesn't know where we are, maybe. They'll figure it out. Oh, we had manual throttles, didn't we? Oh, it seems to be redoing. It seems to be thrusting appropriately. All right. Replay seems to be working in full force, chat. Oh, we gotta get the flaps down.
Minimums.
Flaps are down. Look at that. Everything's working. Nice crosswind. We did say we had an 8-knot crosswind. Zippy, you're still up. I'm getting flashbacks to Australia seeing a V1 pass me on Jesus. Oh, dude, Australia, that was a good stream series, man. I didn't know you're still awake, Zippy. I'm barely awake. Hold it off. Hold it off. Let her kiss down. Beautiful. Are we going to get... we got spoiler animation. We got reverser animation. Love it. Love to see it. All right, let's actually see what we're doing here for a little bit. Let's do a blue hour. A late blue hour approach. That's it. I'm going to sign us off. All right. Well, Skyward Simulations Citation 680 Sovereign coming soon. Coming soon. I think this is going to be a staple that we're going to throw into the rotation for sure. I will probably be flying this airplane tomorrow. I think we're going to do a couple jet cars tomorrow. I think we're going to do a 737 BBJ tomorrow.
Minimums.
And then I think we're also going to do I know we're also going to do another Sovereign flight. And, we'll play around a little bit more with some expanded checklist and some expanded systems testing and walk around tomorrow as well. So, huge shout out to Skyward Sim for their upcoming Citation Sovereign Plus. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button for Skyward Sim. This airplane deserves it. If you're looking at a mid to large size business jet, oh, look at this. Oh, greaser. If you're looking at a mid to large size business jet to your hangar that has advanced avionics, look no further than this one, because this is going to be the answer. It's going to be the answer, chat. All right. Oh, let's do a flyby view. What do we land? Right about here. Let's go here. Reset. I'm going to do this, this. Do this. Make it a little bit more perfect. Sky Dolly Who, whatever that program is called. Oh, we're going to have to change the landing light time. I want to see it land. Oh, look at that crosswind. That's a cool angle. Look at that. Hold it off, hold it off. I should have straightened it out a little bit more, huh? Not terrible. Could have straightened it out a little bit. Just buttered her on. Got to get all weight on wheels down before the reversers can deploy. Very cool. All right. Enjoy the last few replays. I'm out of here. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm V1. Don't get food poisoning like I did. We'll talk to you guys on the next one. See you.
50.